Alrighty, guys, we're live. We're live. We're live. Welcome to the footballics. We talk football over here. This week we're gonna be reviewing last week's Champions League games, and then we're gonna be previewing this upcoming week's Champions League games. We're gonna be talking PSG beating Man United in form. We're gonna be talking about Porto beating Roma in a shock win where people all wrote off Roma, but they somehow managed to do it, myself included as well.
Wait, Porto beat Roma?
I'm sorry, Roma beating Porto. My bad. Thank you, Juvenal. Thank you for catching that. Also, Real Madrid coming through and beating Ajax controversially, but they did manage to get that win. And finally, in the fourth match, sorry guys, we had
Spurs
and Dortmund. Oh my God, I don't know why I forgot
surprise
about that.
win.
Surprise win. Well, not only a surprise, but it was shocking in the result that came out.
I wasn't really expecting it, because of the injuries that Spurs had.
Well, true. Not only that, but like Dortmund in the form they were in, though they were missing Marco Reus. So, with that being said, let's start with the first game: PSG Man United. Barca, thoughts on the game? Hardcore.
Yeah. Oh boy. I don't. I didn't watch it, so I can't really comment on it. All I can say is, I told you, all I can say is my prediction was wrong, and I admit my prediction was wrong. So
wait,
yeah,
but Barca, you said that the players didn't have the mentality. The PSG players, well, they showed they had mentality. So
yeah. I mean, look. For me, I didn't watch it, so for me, and again, it's a bigger example of why Manchester United is a team that I really don't pay attention to. So yeah.
So you're saying that a team that you believe would bottle it and didn't have the mentality. Well, they were able to pull it off even without two of their big stars up front. So you think right now, Barca, that PSG can go win the whole thing?
Based on history, I mean, and I always say this. Hello?
Yeah, we're listening, bro.
Yeah, so based on this, what I will say is, for me, I think PSG have a good chance, but it all depends on their mentality. It all depends on how Tuchel, builds these guys up as a team. Because for me, I still feel like they play a bit individually. They don't play like a team. So for me, real talk, like, I think when I saw them against Manchester United, I was like, wow. Like, I'm trying to say, like, Tuchel has brought back this feel-good factor in PSG where they're all together as a team. They're all playing together. The mentality, they're all reading off of the same hymn sheet. And I think that's really good. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So now you're seeing players like Kimpembe score. You're seeing players like Thiago Silva, Marquinhos also pitching with goals. And I think this is what shows a true UCL champion, by the mentality and the different players that score goals, not just one
so Barca.
player.
So in short, basically, Tuchel he's improved the mentality of the squad. In short.
Yeah, I can say that. I mean, I was surprised, but when I was watching them, I saw a huge improvement in their mentality. I saw that they weren't playing as individuals. And I think Tuchel has done a much, much better job than Emery has, So,
okay.
Yeah.
So, Barca, two things I noticed. You watched the game you didn't watch, and also PSG made a believer out of you. So well done, PSG. Already, Denzel.
Yeah.
My brother, tell me thoughts, Man United, PSG.
Yeah, I expected with all the injuries to PSG that they would turn up to Old Trafford and lose convincingly, but obviously that wasn't the case. I think it was a case of tactics where Tuchel outclassed Ole, obviously. Martial, Pogba, Rashford, the main players, I think they were dealt with pretty well by PSG.
But to be fair, they did have injuries. Man United did have injuries during that match. Big injuries to bigger players.
Yeah, but I think that the way the game was going tactically, man, I don't think it would have been different if they stayed on the pitch, to be honest. I think Man United was forced out wide, the fullbacks putting in crosses, and obviously their fullbacks are pretty poor at crossing. So that was a good tactic by Tuchel, actually. And in the second half, obviously, the goals from Mbappe and Kimpembe just killed them off, man. United.
Yep. Quality goal by Kimpembe. Like quality goal. That was a volley off the finish off the man. And also we have to give a shout out to Di Maria. I thought he was a big player this game.
Yeah.
So
Mbappe's goal was also pretty good.
Oh no, of course Mbappe. That we expect that from Mbappe now. We expect it.
I mean, his positioning was pretty good.
Unbelievable. That is
But
not an
Red,
easy finish.
can I say something real quick?
Real quick,
Trust
bro. Go
me,
ahead.
Man. I'm being honest here. Do you really think PSG can beat Real Madrid or Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals to like get tied? Because it's just my question. I just want everybody to.
Okay, Barca. I'll say this. Because we don't want to get too much into this because we still have next week's games. But I will say this: PSG have shown that right now with this team, they were able to be a very good Man United team. Now, granted, Man United have not been their best. This isn't like they're not one of Europe's elite at the moment. But at the same time, to go away from home to win 2-0, keep a clean sheet, you have to give them credit where credit's due. This team can shock. They can go the whole way. We don't know. Of course, with the Champions League, it's going to rely on 70% preparation and 30% luck. Sometimes you have Chelsea in 2012. Obviously, they weren't the best team in that tournament, but they somehow managed to like beat everyone and win the Champions League. So Barca, anything can happen, right?
Sometimes you just need a bit of luck.
Exactly. You need luck. You need luck to win the Champions League. Even Madrid with their three-peat, they had a ton of luck on their side because quality alone does not get you there. You can go back to for example, 2005 Champions League final between Milan and Liverpool. Milan had probably one of the best starting 11 ever. That team was unbelievable from front to back, and somehow Liverpool came back 3-3 and won on penalties. So with luck, PSG could definitely do it, Barca. Anyways, guys, moving on to Hazim. Hazim, what are your thoughts? PSG, Man United.
Yeah, all I can say is, look, it happened as I said. I said PSG would win and they'd show their gap in quality, even if the players are injured. And I said Di Maria would perform. And yeah, man, it was a perfect example of what I said is that Solskjaer didn't really have a test until now, and I said he would get outclassed by Tuchel, which he did. I don't want to get too much into it, but you could clearly see in the tactics that it was easy to exploit, but because Tuchel found out that Solskjaer's main drive forward is the counter-attacking through the wingers. And every time he would double up on the wingers, and he was efficiently dealing with that. And even though United defended well in the first half, in the 4-5-1, immediately when they changed in the second half to the 4-2-3-1, the PSG started exploiting the spaces all over. So whenever United started to attack, PSG were able to exploit the spaces left and behind. So, and that's where the experience showed. And obviously, when you have a player like Mbappe and world-class player like Di Maria who can put the final touch, then they don't have to worry about anything. While on the other hand, United's attack was inefficient. You know, Rashford on the wing and Lingard as the false nine weren't really doing it. But obviously, that was down to PSG's good defending and pressing the United players really man-marking them really well. And yeah, United weren't able to deal with it. And all I can say is, yeah, I expected it, and that's what happened. And it was a tactical masterclass. And yeah, that's it.
Alrighty. Jeff, give us your thoughts.
Man?
How's it going, my brother? How's it going?
Yeah.
Tell us, my friend, what do you think of Man United PSG? Do you think Man United could even come back now?
Yeah, man. You see, like most people were writing off PSG heading up to this match because obviously the injury problems with Cavani and Neymar out for the game. So that was obviously two big misses for them. And and United's form, of course, heading into the game. I think it was 11 matches unbeaten. So really, United were the favourites for this, and they didn't really turn up. Like, to be honest,
nope.
It was like men against boys. Like PSG completely outclassed them. For me, PSG for the first time they were really like playing as a team, as a unit. Verratti and Marquinhos especially, they were the ones who like really impressed me. Like especially Marquinhos, who I never really rated as a defender, but I think he's made his own as like a defensive midfielder. Because what Thomas Tuchel has been doing this season, he's been like pushing him further up to like cover the defensive line, and like as you saw against United, it worked. Like he completely contained Pogba.
Definitely. Because I think playing him as in the CDM role, just behind the midfield and in front of the back line, even if he gets exposed defensively, he still has people to cover for him. So I think that decision was great by Tuchel, which added more solidity to their midfield, because PSG has always lacked depth in that midfield. They've always been great going forward. They were great defending, but that midfield was always weak. Which credit to Tuchel. Continue. Sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah. And like Verratti as well, man. This guy, man. Like a lot of people, especially on Twitter, like they've been criticizing him, calling him overrated, but he proved against United how he dominated that midfield. He's such a diminutive player, but the way he bosses that midfield like is unbelievable. For me, he is one of the best central midfielders in the world, and he proved that. He proved that in midweek. And Di Maria as well. He impressed me. Like he played like he had a chip on his shoulder. His 2 assists were brilliant. Like the first one, brilliant delivery from a corner. The second one was a fantastic low ball to Mbappe.
Low cross. Di Maria's revenge game, man. We all underestimated Di Maria's revenge game. Like we all underestimated that, because he was going off on every celebration. He wanted to let those United fans know what's up. Like,
exactly. So Tuchel, he came with the perfect game plan. Like contain Manchester United, neutralize them in the first half, and then heading into the last half hour, go for that away goal, and they got 2. So this tie. I'm going to be honest, it looks dead and buried now. I don't see United making a comeback.
It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be very tough, especially with no Pogba in the next leg. But we'll get to next month. We'll see what happens, because a lot can change in a month, though. A lot can change in a month.
Nah. Without Pogba, their main man, they're finished. United, no chance.
I agree.
Nothing. Yeah, it's tough to make an argument. But let's see, Juvenal, thoughts on the game.
To be honest, last week I completely underestimated United. I didn't think they had PSG. I didn't think PSG had a chance with both Neymar and Cavani being out. I thought their attack would be neutralized, but they proved me wrong. It was a Tuchel masterclass. I thought PSG, Verratti and Marquinhos, they really dominated that midfield. Like Jeff said, Verratti's been getting a lot of criticism lately. And I think that performance against United really shut out the haters. What else? I think the first half was pretty equal.
It was.
They did have, both teams had, I think, a fair amount of chances to score. But the second half, I think, was where PSG really kicked off. Their ability to shut out United's attack.
Mm-hmm.
And their pressing. PSG really pressed United, and I think, this was Solskjaer's first test against a top club. And, it did show some cracks, which I think are going to be really useful going into the second leg. Because, the second leg has to be, perfect for United, because now PSG have 2 away goals. So, I think that second leg is going to be really, really key for Solskjaer, because he needs to. He needs to find a way to break that defense, because that defense was really, really solid.
Can I just add something?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, on Solskjaer, like a perfect example of his tactical experience that showed his game is the same thing that he did this game, which is switch from the 4-5-1 to the 4-2-3-1 in the second half. Mm-hmm. He did it versus Tottenham, and it exposed him at the back a lot in the second half. The only thing that saved him was De Gea. So he made the same mistake again, but this time De Gea couldn't save them, obviously.
And even in the Spurs game, they were getting a lot. They were conceding a lot of shots. They were conceding a lot of shots.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In the second half of the Spurs game, when he did the exact same switch, and the only thing that saved them was De Gea, and he's making the same mistake. So it shows his tactical experience.
Definitely. Well, but we don't want to be too harsh on Solskjaer, because we have to remember that this is his first job at a top team.
That's. I'm just telling you. That's why I knew that he wouldn't be able to step up to the test.
Yeah, you're right. Especially against Tuchel, who Tuchel's been managing right now at the top level for like 3 years now. So it is kind of it's gonna be kind of tough to go up against somebody like that. Yeah. So Juvenile,
I mean, going into that second leg, I don't think PSG is gonna make the same mistake that they did 2 years ago against Barca.
Mhm.
Because I think they've learned their lesson. In 2-0 isn't exactly the same as 4-0.
Yep.
It is possible for a team to come back by 2 goals down. So I think they're
Paris.
gonna
Though
it's gonna
it's
have to be another defensive masterclass. Sorry.
not in Paris. I don't think it's for Paris.
Yeah, Parc de France is a very tough place to go to. But I will say this: if United can get 3 goals, they could bury this tie.
I mean, that's gonna be tough because
Massive if.
Yeah,
what's the
massive.
guarantee that PSG don't get a goal?
That's the thing. If PSG get a goal at that, but if PSG
PSG
get a
have the
goal,
home advantage.
they do have
Bro.
home advantage. But 3 goals by United will make it. They'll go through on away goals. So
Bro.
I mean, do you guys know? Sorry, Jared. Do you guys know if Lingard and Martial are gonna be back?
Exactly, that's my question, bro.
true,
Because
true.
not even that. Without
Let's
Pogba,
not
they're
kid
not-
ourselves. It doesn't make a difference. PSG
Yeah.
are through. It's done and dusted. It's done and
Where's
dusted.
that creativity in that team? Where's the creativity without Pogba?
Oh yeah, let's not
True.
forget. Yeah, Pogba's out for that second
Can
leg,
make
so
that magical pass.
majority of their
Even if Pogba was back, it's done and dusted. Even if Pogba was back, he wouldn't be able to make the comeback for
Yeah,
them.
because Neymar's also coming back. So like I think with Neymar coming back, it's gonna bury that tie.
Exactly, man. This is finished, man. Let's move. Yeah.
I called it last. I said that PSG will be the team to go through. I said there's no
Yep.
way that United will go through because the thing is PSG they flopped too many times. They cannot afford to flop again. When they're coming into these matches, they are prepared. Like I even felt like the suffering they did against Lyon. That's because they were preparing extra time against Man United. They were going overtime for that match.
I mean, they've been preparing for this since the beginning of the season. You're telling me Solskjaer is going to stop them?
No,
Nah.
it's not too much. Too much to ask from Solskjaer.
I mean, I don't see them going through now, but you can't really write them off. You never know.
You never know. That's the thing.
As they say, the ball is round.
That is true. Alrighty. Muntaha.
Yeah, right.
Come
like,
on,
to be honest, I was like highly disappointed by some of the United players, man. Like especially in this game, yeah. When I saw like Pogba was like man marked in this game, and like Ender Herrera, this guy has zero creativity in the midfield.
None whatsoever.
Literally, he cannot even take the shots on target. That was way too much for me, to digest some of the aspects of the game. And in the first half, you see, United was like with toe to toe with PSG. I know, like
Yep.
PSG was better side, but when you see Lingard and
Mhm.
Martial, when they got injured, all of a sudden United lost that momentum.
Yep. Yep.
And this is like, yeah, we have witnessed this thing in what do you call it, in the football, but not on your home field, man. Not on your own crib, man. Like this is-
Muntaha, the issue is I just wanted to add a couple things to your point is that with Lingard and Martial leaving, they lost a lot of threat up front. So PSG
Yeah.
felt more encouraged to push up front more than to push in the second half because when you lose that threat, it becomes less and less scary to really deal with them. But yeah, anyways, continue, my brother.
Yeah. So like my point is so clear and crystal clear. Like for me,
Well,
PSG.
can you please lower your mic, please?
Yeah, sorry.
All good, buddy.
Yep. So this is what I see. United, look, come on, like United was one of the deserving sides, like before the game at least,
Yep.
and the way they used to play, and they were in great shape and red hot form. Yeah. So for
Mhm.
me personally, look, it's a PSG masterclass in second half, but it's like you have to see the Manchester United defense as well. Come on, man, you cannot concede the first goal the way they conceded the first goal from the set piece. I know it's Di Maria assist, yeah, but you literally left Kimpembe, one of the what do you call great header of PSG team, yeah. Oh, like clearly open. No one is marking him, and it was clearly goal. So like this is what I see, yeah. Like defensive error from United, and even second defensive error from Eric Bailly. How cannot you win that ball when Di Maria crossed to Mbappe? Look, Mbappe was literally in between the two defenders with Lindelof and this guy. What is his name? Eric Bailly. And
Yep.
he literally outpaced both of them and finished the ball, tapping the ball.
Well, you're right. You are right, Muntaha. Like those are defensive errors. One sec, guys. Sorry. Yeah, those are defensive errors. But you have to remember, this is Mbappe we're talking about. This kid has had a lot of hype around him for a good reason. He's a World Cup winner. He's been up to
I
it,
agree.
and there's not a lot of players that can outpace Mbappe. His finishing was on point, and credit to him, man. Credit to PSG, because I personally feel like
For me,
yeah,
in that game, the best players obviously is Di Maria and Verratti, man. No doubt.
Oh, yeah.
And even Kimpembe, man. Like, come on, man. Like, this guy was so underrated in that game, man. Because some of the crucial defensive things, and the way he was, marking what do you call it, Rashford, man. Wow, he gave Rashford a tough time.
Yep.
definitely.
Yeah, so that was like great move, and it was like unbelievable result from like it. Like, I didn't expected that kind of result at Old Trafford, man. To be honest, yeah. So I was quite amazed to see that. Yeah, man. And you have and the credit goes to PSG team, but personally, on personal note, I don't think so. Thomas Tuchel. It was Thomas Tuchel masterclass. I don't think so. It was mostly. I will think. I'll say that it's like United defensive errors.
All right, man. All righty. Pablo.
Fact, Monta, fact.
Pablo.
I felt like they started well, but I think like I think they had a masterclass, and you just see the quality between the two teams.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like it was deserved. So.
All right. Alrighty, man. Nice and brief, man. Guys, be like Pablo. He got to the point straight away, man. My guy. All right.
Okay, I got you, man.
Pablo's the guy. Pablo the Don.
Pablo the Don. Already, Sean, welcome.
Thank you for having me. So, topic is PSG United game.
Yes. Yep.
So, just overall thoughts on the game.
Yeah. Just like a brief summary of the game. Like, what are your thoughts? Who impressed you? What did you think of the game overall? The review of it. Just a quick review. So please go ahead, bro. The floor is yours.
Okay. Initially, I thought United actually played pretty well. The way they're controlling the game in the beginning, and it felt like it took PSG a little bit of time to get used to it, especially Mbappe as a striker. He wasn't necessarily comfortable there. I feel like he's better out wide. But once they got in the flow of things, and Verratti started to dictate play, you just saw kind of the gulf in class between the two. Definitely. And it's not Ole's fault at all. I just think in general PSG are just a better team. Even though Neymar and Cavani were out, they're more experienced, and overall they just played better throughout. And people are about the Mbappe goal. I thought it was just a great cross from Di Maria. To be honest, I think the overall was great. And Mbappe is going to outpace that whole back line. He's insane. His pace is just ridiculous. So. Overall, I thought the game was pretty close until the second half, and then PSG kind of after they scored first, and then it was kind of one way from there, in my opinion.
Definitely
could have been more. By the way. Could have been more. Should have been more if Mbappe wasn't trying to be cheeky. So yeah, he should have finished that last one. But overall, yeah, PSG just kind of outclassed them towards the end.
Definitely
quite deserving class for sure.
Nope. Yeah, no, that's a good point, because I did see that too. I saw in the first half, I felt like United might pull off the job, but PSG suffered. And I find that in the Champions League, the teams that suffer usually get rewarded. Like, you see that with Madrid, which we will get to later. But teams, like, they were able to withstand United, and then just over time, the class of PSG just took over, and they were able to get rewarded for it. But you were right, they should have gotten more. And even the PSG players said in their post matches that they were very disappointed in themselves that they didn't lead with a higher lead, because they left room for United to get back in it. I don't think they will, but they did give them a glimpse, like just like a little tiny piece of hope that they could. Anyways, guys,
2-0 is still. I think it's still really difficult for United to come back, especially with, I think Pogba's out and Martial and Lingard might be out for the game too.
It's a big ask. No, it's not happening. I don't think so. But
and Cavani will be back. Cavani will be back, but Neymar won't be back. That's all I know. So
yeah. So there you go. Neymar coming back. I think he's gonna bury this game. It's there's no chance. Would
you personally play Neymar up to? I mean, he's coming off an injury. Would you?
No, actually, they shouldn't play Neymar, man. They shouldn't risk Neymar.
Yeah, I
wouldn't do that. I'd bring him on as a sub, because United, they've historically, the seasons where they don't win trophies, they like to mess up other people's seasons. They historically do that. Them and Chelsea. Yeah, they don't win, but they'll mess up your season. They'll find a way to screw up the rest of your season. So I wouldn't risk Neymar. I'd probably bring him on the later half hour, maybe just to get him just a little bit in the flow, get him to like a stat pad a little bit. But other than
Yeah,
that,
man. This guy's too fragile.
yeah. All right, we're not gonna hate on Neymar. We're gonna move on, guys. We're gonna keep it moving. Next game we're gonna be talking about is Roma Porto. So this one we're gonna keep it brief. Now, last week I disrespected Roma. I thought there was no chance they were beating Porto. But with that being said, Barca, please tell us your thoughts. Roma Porto.
This was a good one. This was a really good one, and I think end to end, when I was watching it, I was like, my gosh, we have two entertaining teams in the beautiful game of football, playing football like nobody else. And like I said, man, Roma came with attack. They came to attack. They were in Rome. They felt so comfortable. Zaniolo, my gosh, what a kid that guy is. What a kid that guy is. Because for me, how I see Zaniolo is, this dude is crazy. You know what I'm trying to say? The goal that he scored was crazy. And I just think that Dzeko was on it. Name a couple of players. Kolarov was on it. Like, bro, like this Roma team, they really want to go and attack Porto. You know what I'm trying to say? And then the other part that I liked about the game is Porto didn't give up because Porto was attacking, you know? So Porto, they kept on attacking, pulling more pressure on them, pulling more pressure. And then the thing, and I'll just sum it up like this. I think looking at this tie, this might be one of the most entertaining ties. I know a lot of people are sleeping on this tie, but I'm looking at this. I'm really looking at this because I'm thinking to myself, Porto have a really big chance. Porto have a really big chance because, listen, that away goal that they got from Rome,
crucial.
That away goal that they got from Rome was big. It was really big. And they
now,
can
Barca, sorry to cut you off just because we do want to move on real quick, but I will say you are right because 1-0 to Porto will get them through. 1-0 to Porto will get them through. So, with that being said, Denzel, quick thoughts, Porto-Roma.
Coming to the game, Roma, Porto obviously playing much better football than Roma coming into the game. But I always said that Roma, man for man on the pitch, Roma have a much more quality side, and it showed. Roma dominated the game. Obviously, they were knocking on the door all the first half, knocking on the door. Finally, in the second half, they scored Zaniolo. What a talent the guy is. He scored, of course, a brace in the game. And obviously their defense.
Man, that dude is on steroids, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think Roma defense slept for the Porto goal, which is very, very crucial, man. And that's why I think that Porto will turn this and go through.
Definitely. Okay, Hazim.
Yeah. So again, everyone is doubting Roma in this first leg. I said from the beginning, Roma are gonna win this first leg, but Porto's gonna go through. And I said it's gonna be 2-1. And look, Roma played a good game, especially in the first half. First half, it was still end to end, but Roma were getting the better of it. Second half, it was more of an even game. Porto trying to get back in. But look again, Zaniolo, this guy's great. Even other than the goal, which was a great finish, and the second one as well. In general, every touch that he had, he hardly lost the ball. He either got fouled or he went dribble past his man. So this guy's really talented, and he can cause some damage in the second leg. But I still think Porto's gonna go through. That away goal was key. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, Jeff.
Yeah, man. Heading into this game, I thought it would be like a really entertaining, high-scoring draw. Obviously, Roma got the win, so that was important for them. But Porto got that away goal, man. Like, that is huge. That's like really huge. 2-1 heading into Porto for the second leg. I'm still having Porto as my favorites, but Zaniolo, man, this guy really impressed me. Like, he got his 2 goals, and what shocked me about this guy is he's only 19. Like, because I thought this guy he'd be maybe he's early 20s, but he's so young and he's got so much potential. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of this Zaniolo. But yeah, man, 2-1. I'm still favoring Porto for this time.
Okay. Juvenile, before you start, I'm gonna say this. Juventus better stay away from Zaniolo. Leave that kid alone.
No chance, bro. No chance.
Leave that kid alone. We do not want you guys buying him, man.
He won't go to Juventus because
He's a Juve fan, by the way.
Oh my
he was
God.
brought up in the
Come on.
Inter Academy.
No.
He's a Juve fan, guys. Sorry.
It's done.
Oh
It's
my
done.
God.
It's
Yeah,
done.
Okay.
Deal is done.
It's done.
Deal is
Yeah,
done,
it's
man.
done.
Okay.
So Red,
All I can say about him is the Inter are idiots. How can they sell such a player?
Bro,
They swapped him for Nangolan plus money.
they sold Cancelo and got Rosalico. This team makes incohesive decisions.
brick team, bro. Brick team.
And on the verge of
Nangolan
selling
goes-
Icardi as well, man. On the verge of selling Icardi.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
But they're getting Rakitic.
Juve.
They're buying Rakitic.
Yeah,
That's not their
Icardi
choice. That's
linked
not
with
their
Juve,
choice.
man.
They're buying
Yeah.
Rakitic too.
We'll
They
see.
wanna
We'll
get
see what
Rakitic.
happens. We'll see.
Let's move on.
No, they bought Ramsey, man. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
But guys, let's just
No,
move on.
Inter.
That's Juve.
Red. If
Juvenile.
Roma
Juve,
goes
yeah.
through,
Yep.
you're gonna be buying a Roma jersey.
No. That's not happening. I already made a bet about Ajax, but that's enough. I don't think I want to handle.
Let's move on.
Yep. Juvenile. What do you thought? What thoughts on the game?
I mean, I expected Roma to win. They were at home, obviously, so that helped. Overall, I thought the game was pretty entertaining from both sides. You know, both sides had good attacks, but Roma obviously had the better. The first half was pretty even, but I think there was a point in the game in the first half where Dzeko hit the bar.
Yep.
So they easily could have been 1-0 up by halftime. Zaniolo, he was his positioning is really good. He was at the right place at the right time for both goals.
Yep.
But we also have to keep in mind that I think Porto had two key players out. I think their main striker, Marega, he was out for the first game. So that was
correct.
a big miss. I think he's going to be back for the second leg. So that away goal was key for Porto. Because now all they have to do is just win by a 1-goal margin and they're through.
Unless it's 2-1. Again.
Yeah, well, yeah, 2-1.
We'll see if Roma score in Porto, the tie is pretty much done and dusted because Porto now have to overcome an away goal. So even like 1-0 won't be enough at that point. So
I mean, all I can say is I think Roma have to go there and just, really, really defend for their lives because playing in Portugal is really, really tough.
I don't think so. You see, I think Roma should go attack because
I agree with Haz.
their defense is bad anyways. They know they're gonna. They just need to get that away goal because that's gonna be key, and they have the ability to do that. Their attack is great, so I think they should attack.
Look, guys, after seeing the miracle at the camp now, I think that you should never defend a lead. Always go for the goal because the PSG had taught us anything. Never try. They tried to defend a 4-0 lead. They squandered it. Anyway,
and we squandered it in Rome.
You're right. Actually, you are right, Barca. Valverde went and tried to defend a 4-1 lead, and he squandered it. You are right. So
such an idiot. Okay.
Well, let's move on. Greatest Madrasa, Muntaha, please.
Yeah. First of all, I just want to apologize all the Roma fans because I said, man, Porto is going to win. Definitely, Porto is going to win. But anyways, I just want to say sorry to my Roma fans and everybody. And Zaniolo, man, this guy's baller, man. What a talent, bro! Literally, he's one of the best, teenager or youngster, I must say, right now in the world of football. And everything was nice for Roma, apart from that just one blunder, man. If they could have, somehow kept the clean sheet, it would be sweet for Roma, man. Anyways, they conceded the goal, and let's see, let's hope for the best for Roma. And I think so, Roma will, qualify to the next round, man. They will get, somehow the away goal in Porto, man. Yeah, this is what I see.
Okay, Pablo.
To be honest, I didn't get to see this match. I really wanted to, but I saw the highlights. Yeah, the Zaniolo man. I talk about it. He must be pretty good. I don't know. But
All right.
It was good from them. It's 2-1, but I feel like I don't know. I have a feeling that Porto will still pass, but no, I'll go with Roma. They'll pass through.
Okay. Sean.
Yeah, so I streamed this match while I was watching the Tottenham Dortmund game, so I wasn't able to be totally fixated on it. But I just hope I'm happy Roma won. But I just hope Roma have the same approach that they took when they played Barca last year. Because Barca played pragmatically, and it just shows that you should never, like you guys are highlighting, you should never defend the lead when you're winning.
Yeah.
Defend the lead, and you should always try to be on the front foot. And I think if Roma do that, and by the way, Dzeko's performance is a little underrated. You don't think? I know Zaniolo scored the goals, but he was instrumental in a lot of their play.
Yeah.
Dzeko
Great
is
target man, and
underrated.
I think he's a great player, and
Now
I think
Dzeko,
He was
Sorry,
the reason that Zaniolo scored.
Yep.
Yeah.
true. But honestly, he was a little selfish though, because he shot it went off the post and unfortunately went to Zaniolo. He could have laid it off a little earlier. But, I mean, at the end of the day, they still scored. But yeah, so I didn't catch this game. I wasn't really fixated on it like Tottenham and Dortmund, so I can't really add much else. This one.
Gotcha. No worries, bro. No worries. Thank you very much for that. I will say this, guys. Highlight of the game. I do agree. Dzeko is just one of those players. He's sort of like Karim Benzema. He's just an unsung hero. Somebody who will do all the hard work for the team, and people will not give them the credit that they deserve. But he's obviously going to retire as a top talent when he does. With that being said, Zaniolo also incredible talent. I'm really happy for Italy. They need this for their team, for Italy's international team. They need these kind of players to come up because we haven't had a great Italian team in a long time. So very happy to see him thrive. And guys, with that being said, let's move on to the next match. Ajax Real Madrid.
Oh boy.
Okay.
We're gonna be now. This game was very controversial, guys. A lot of people were talking about it. So VAR, we saw VAR,
especially Barca fans. Especially Barca.
Yeah.
the whole world doesn't revolve around Barcelona.
Yeah.
No.
No one said that.
I'm just saying. On social media, so many Barca fans,
Yeah. No. You're right. There was a lot of controversy.
This is one of the biggest brands.
Yeah.
So with that being said, guys, we're going to talk. What I want to hear from this topic in particular. One, thoughts on Ajax and how they were playing. De Ligt, De Jong, these players were hyped up a lot going into this match. Real Madrid, do you think these guys could possibly continue their run, or was the win deserved, or do you think the game went as expected? And finally, VAR. What are your thoughts on VAR? Were you happy with the decision? So, Barca, your thoughts, please.
Okay, so for me, I'll just start with the whole VAR thing. So for me, and this is how I see it, I don't think soccer should be based all off of
Football.
football. My bad. I live in America, so I say soccer, but I'm
No, it's wrong. It's football.
Get to the point.
Guys,
Barca.
Never say soccer
Okay.
again.
So
Semantics don't matter.
football, all right? So the thing about football is not played by a referee's decision making about, okay, he gives you a goal or he awards you a goal. That's not how football works. You know what I'm trying to say? And I understand, for certain people who watch that game, Ajax played brilliantly. First half, best team in the first half. Played brilliantly. Modric couldn't touch the ball. Casemiro couldn't touch the ball. So they couldn't touch the ball. You know what I'm trying to say? Real Madrid couldn't touch the ball. Like Ajax had all the ball and they were all over Real Madrid. My thing here is, for that VAR thing is, it needs, for me, it should not take more than an hour. That's how I see it. It should not take more than an hour to just review something. If you see it's not a goal, or if you see that, oh my goodness, it's a yellow card, give it right now. Like straight ahead, give the yellow card. That's it. You know what I'm trying to say? For me, there's two pictures, but I'll summarize it here, man. I just feel like, personally, I knew Real Madrid was gonna win it. No matter what. Even if they drew that game, Real Madrid was going to Bernabeu and they're gonna win the.
But
whole
you
time.
predicted 1-0 Ajax, man. Don't lie now.
No. You see, there's the thing. I said in Johan Cruyff Stadium because I wanted to respect Johan Cruyff, I thought, you know what, these guys have a chance. So the thing is,
Oh my.
they messed up. They messed up. They fluked. You know what I'm trying to say? And I just don't see any way they come back in the second leg. I think Real Madrid has this all wrapped up. So yeah,
Because it's the Bernabeu Stadium and you want to respect Bernabeu. Yeah.
I respect it because I know that in the Bernabeu, there's no way another UCL team is gonna beat Real Madrid in the Bernabeu. It's facts. I'm sorry. 24 or 25 years? Hell no, that's not happening. So yeah, let's go.
All right.
I mean, it's happened, but whatever.
Denzel. But 1 second before that. Sorry, guys. There's an echo, guys.
Hello?
Yeah, Bars, can you mute your mic? Okay,
Oh,
perfect.
sorry.
Okay, it's good, it's good. Yeah, so just to respond to Barca, Madrid actually's home form is terrible. We actually are best away. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ajax show up and beat us.
No. Listen to what I'm saying, okay?
Mm.
This is Champions League. This is not league football.
Yeah, bro.
That
We've
is
lost
the
in the
difference.
Champions League. We've lost to Juve at home. We lost to Atletico Madrid at home. Those matches happen. So our home form has never been good. We've been.
Move on, let's move on.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right, Hazen. Let's move on.
Lost to
Okay.
Leicester, though.
Denzel, thoughts?
Yeah. Ajax Madrid. First half, Ajax was on top, man. Ajax was pressing Madrid to death, man. The midfielders, Kroos, Modric, couldn't get on the ball. They couldn't dictate the play. Ajax was the much better team. But that's the thing, man. That style of play, you cannot keep it up for 90 minutes, man. That's the thing. They obviously dropped off in the second half, and Vinicius Jr., I've already said, Messi has posters of this guy in his bedroom. Vinicius Jr., the guy is a future Ballon d'Or winner, man. Look at what he did to Ajax's defense for Benzema's rocket finish. Obviously, just talking about VAR, I think the decisions were good in my opinion. I don't think there should have been any controversy at all. I think the decisions was good from VAR. Ajax got a goal, which is pretty important, but I think in the next leg, Real Madrid will wrap this up.
Gotcha. Already Hazen.
Yeah, I'll keep it brief. The VR decision was correct. Everything was good. It was clear obstruction, and first half Ajax were great, putting pressure on Madrid. Really high press, unusual press. And as soon as that happened, I knew that they would tire out in the second half because they're not used to that. Throughout the Eredivisie, they play possession football, so they're not used to that kind of extremely high press. So that's why you saw that in the second half. Their inexperience, mix of their inexperience and getting tired. Madrid came back into the game, and even though Ajax still did well to stay in it, kind of in the second half, Madrid were getting back, and obviously great play from Vinicius, and Benzema showed his experience and great Champions League form, and yeah, it was a great win from Madrid, and obviously Ajax got the goal, but I think Madrid have it wrapped up. 2 away goals should be done and dusted. So yeah.
Alrighty, Jeff.
Yeah, man. I just want to address the VAR situation first and foremost. Like for the people that are complaining about VAR always being in Real Madrid's favor, look, you wouldn't be complaining if this was your own team, because for me that decision was correct. Tadic was obstructing the keeper, and he was in an offside position. It was a very tight call, but it was the correct call. So for me, that VAR decision was correct. But as for the game, yeah, man, Ajax were really unlucky. Like the first half, they were all over Madrid. Like Real Madrid couldn't handle Ajax's intensity, their pressing game. They created so many chances, but the problem is they didn't take any of them. And Real Madrid, I don't know what it is with them. They just have a way of just picking up wins that they just do not deserve. Because even Real Madrid fans can admit, Real Madrid did not deserve to win this match, but they got the 2 away goals, and they got the win. They're fortunate, but this is the sign of winners, true Champions League winners. This is why Real Madrid have won 4 out of the last 5 Champions Leagues, because even when they're not performing at their best, they still find a way to win matches. But for me, this tie is still not over, especially if Ajax get the first goal at the Bernabeu in the second leg. For me, this Ajax team showed me that they can go to the Bernabeu and still cause Real Madrid problems. So this tie is not a foregone conclusion for me.
Definitely not. Okay, Juvenile.
Yeah, I think this was my favorite game of the week of the 4 games. It was really exciting. Both teams were playing end to end. I thought Ajax deserved a draw out of this game. I don't think they deserved to lose. It was just their lack of finishing. To go back in training and work on their finishing because there were at least 3 or 4 chances which I thought that Ajax could have buried the game with. In regarding the VAR decision, it was correct, but my thing is that is this one of the cases where VAR is favoring the bigger teams? Because let's say it was the other way around, and Madrid had scored, would the ref had gone back and checked?
Of course.
Well, see, that's the thing, Juvenile. Oh, sorry, I hear an echo. Yeah, no, but see, 1 second, guys. Sorry. Yeah, Juvenile. So the echo is still there. Okay, no, it's good. It's now good. I apologize, guys. Yeah, no, you are right, Juvenile. The bigger teams do always tend to get the favor in the calls, but we need VAR. Like VAR is now essential to football because if you looked at the past 10 years, everybody always complains about matches, whether it's Barca, Chelsea, Madrid, Bayern. There's always those matches where people constantly complain. So VAR, even though it did favor Madrid to a degree, because they made that call, because they may have not called it to Ajax if Madrid scored. We want them to make these calls. We need because if, let's say, for example, Ajax goal did count, and then after that you had Madrid fans flooding all over online, being like, "Oh, we were robbed. He was in an offside position." Da 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 da. Like, this prevented all of that. It's much better to have people call out that, "Oh, Madrid are favored, and that's why they got the call," than to give Madrid an unjust call. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So we do need these because there have been a lot of times where teams have just been robbed of the opportunity to move on because of a decision where they're trying to push for a goal. So for me, I'm a big fan of VAR. I want VAR in the game. It's going to take a time for it to be implemented into the sport.
I think it just needs to be more consistent, man.
I agree.
There were a few, refereeing decisions in that game which I thought went against Ajax. Quite a few.
Which ones? Do you
There were a
have,
lot
like-
of fouls. There were a lot of fouls that the ref didn't call for Ajax. Quite a few.
Well,
Sure.
you
I
are.
can't remember exactly the points in the game, but there were quite a few.
Yeah, I do recall that he was letting the play continue because there was one point, like I think it was in the 60th to 70th minute, where these players, everybody was just fouling each other. Everybody was just like, they kept, and the ref just keeps on like pointing, like, let's go, keep it moving. So I don't know, you may be right, because again, the big teams always get the favors. The big teams
I mean,
always get the favors.
I don't really like to talk about the referee.
Yeah.
But Real Madrid, in short, Real Madrid is one of those teams where they don't have to be playing that well, and they'll still grind out the win, and that's the characteristic of a big team.
Mhm.
So, but as I said, I thought Ajax deserved a draw, and that second leg at the Bernabeu isn't over.
Okay, let's see.
Have to come back.
Definitely. Alrighty, Muntaha.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, brother. Go.
Yeah. Like Ajax deserve that kind of respect, man. Come on, we have to give their props to that, or the way they played and the way they were pressing with the kind of intensity and the counter pressing. Wow, amazing. And I want to tell you one more thing. Ajax is literally the best team right now in Champions League with the counter pressing. I don't think so. Liverpool has more efficient counter pressing than Ajax or Dortmund. Ajax is right now the best counter pressing team in Europe.
Really?
In Champions League, especially, yeah, this is what I
Really?
see. Yeah, after watching this game, because they didn't even give us the chance. Because you know what, Sergio Ramos said after the interview, after the game, he said, like, when like we were on the verge of receiving the ball, they were on our backs. They would literally close all the channels. And like one of the Spanish journalists, he said that like it was in first 20 years we saw Real Madrid, like a team dominated Real Madrid in the first half so much. Like it never happened in the 25 years in the first half. We always created a chance, but we didn't create a chance in the first half. Like it happens in 25 years first time in Champions League for Real Madrid. Thirdly, I just want to say that people like praise Frankie Dion and all those things. Why Frankie Dion is overrated? Why not Ziyech? Ziyech is talent.
Talent, Moroccan
Yes,
talent. Yeah, man.
Ziyech was causing havoc to us in the defense on the left side.
He kept
Even-
Vinicius quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, Yeah, man, this guy is clearly the best player for Ajax. And how come you can come up with what do you call 19 years old Delete? Yeah. Look, I respect Delete, I respect Frankie Dion, but Diaz is your best player.
Yeah.
Uh, and I respect the way they played and the policies and the tactics they implemented. But even with the 68, 78 minute, they were playing really
Also,
good.
David Neres. David Neres.
David Neres, yeah, he's good as well. He's good as well. Yeah. So this is what I just want to say. One more thing, yeah. Ajax played good, but at times they showed like they are quite naive, in terms of defending and in terms of counter-attacking situation in the second half. When they conceded the first goal, I was expecting Ajax to get panic when they conceded the first goal, yeah, but they didn't. They came back stronger, and
Yep.
that shows the quality of the team, and that was really great. And apart from the VAR situation, what my brother Yuval said that like if it will be Ajax, like they would have given to the Ajax instead of hello
Yeah, Mataha, yep.
hello yeah. So my brother Yuval said just now like the decision was in favor of Real Madrid, and especially if that could happen, that incident happened with Ajax, they wouldn't have given Ajax an offside thing. Okay, with Real Madrid an offside thing, I mean. But now we have faced a similar situation in La Liga when Real Sociedad was like it was a clear penalty on what do you call on Vinicius, but we didn't get the call.
But
Bro,
that's
keep it brief. Keep
yeah,
it brief.
keep it brief. And that's also
Yeah,
two different federations. Like the UEFA is different from the
yeah,
Spanish FA.
yeah.
So
But
that's different.
but in
Gonzalo,
terms
keep
of
it brief. Keep it brief.
yeah,
Keep it brief.
yeah. So okay. Relax, man, relax. So what I'm trying to say is, like, what I'm trying to say, we were deserving side to go through, and that's why we are known for. We are known for the clinical finish and ruthless team in the history of Champions League. If you give us inch, we'll make we are going to make it mile more, bro. So this is what I just want to say that like we are ruthless, man,
Yep.
and this is what Ajax has experienced against us. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Pablo.
You have to applaud. Wow, that was one of the most beautiful first half that I've seen from a team. How they pressed Real Madrid and how they couldn't even get out of their box. But and also for me, I have to applaud Matthijs de Ligt, man, because some of the tackles he made, only 19 years old, really good. I know some people say he's overrated, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
We should go and buy him. We should go and buy him, bro.
Yeah, I hope so. But anyways, okay, so I thought they played really well in the first half, and then in the second half, I thought they still played well, but I guess there was more 50-50. But anyways, I don't know, man. Some of the decisions made were, for me. Well, I'm a Barca fan, so maybe I'm a little
Biased
okay
against Real Madrid.
Yeah, I maybe I'm a little biased, but I feel like that foul on De Jong, that Vasquez foul. But I mean, I don't know. The game happened already, so that doesn't really matter. And just to finish, I just have this one question. Okay, how is a 6'6" goalkeeper obstructed by a 5'11" player?
You see, this is Barca fans in the meeting.
Barca, please. No, pretty much the offside rule indicates, Pablo, that if a player that's in an offside position affects the play in any way, it is immediately called an offside. So Tadic was in an offside position. Now, what he did is
he limits his reach.
Yeah, by putting his body on Courtois, it affects Courtois' ability to jump and get the ball.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's how they consider it an offside. So that's the whole thing. Now about the De Ligt De Jong foul, that was tough because they didn't really give us a close up of that. Because even if you see it, Ajax's goal, Casemiro was like the ball was taken off of him, but it wasn't a foul because Casemiro fell on the ground and they got a goal off of that. But with that being said, like it is what it is. You said it yourself. The match already happened.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens in the away leg.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Anyways, with that being said, Sean, thoughts on the game?
Yeah. So to highlight what Muntaha said about the counter pressing, it's hard for me to. I mean, Liverpool and Tottenham haven't pressed like that. I think I agree with Mutaha in that perspective that Ajax have pressed better than most teams, and it wasn't surprising to me how the game went, considering how Ajax played in the group stages as well. And I think they should have gotten more against Bayern. And maybe some people overlooked that and underestimated Ajax for this game, specifically Juju Man in HH's Hangouts. By the way, he should really watch more Ajax. But it was interesting to see, Real Madrid get dominated like that in the first half, and it hasn't happened in a long, long time. I haven't seen them get dominated like that ever, really, in the Champions League. And just the way Ajax pressed and the way they played, and I'm not going to talk about the controversial call with VAR. I mean, the refs reviewed it, and some people have their perspectives and opinions on it. But I mean, when you have that much time to review it, I think overall it was the right call. And I don't like Madrid at all, and I'm not biased.
Sean, try not to mention HH's name in the hangout.
Okay, bro. No, don't worry about it. Continue.
Okay, I guess people don't like HH.
No.
He's entertaining. Okay, he's entertaining as fuck. Just letting you guys know. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, it's hard for Ajax to maintain that kind of pressure for 90 minutes. And then you talk about experience, you taking your chances. And Real Madrid did that, and I believe Ajax at the post as well. So they're a little bit unlucky from that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And Benzema's on form right now, and Vinicius Jr. I mean, this guy is extremely, extremely talented. He's super explosive, super dynamic. He has crazy skills, and the way he took two defenders out on that play and then laid it off from Benzema with a nice finish was just. It was pure class, and it shows the maturity of Real Madrid in general, and it shows the immaturity. With Ajax, and I think Ajax need a proper striker to really, move on.
Yeah, man. Huntelaar's finished, man.
That's what they need. They need a proper striker. And what I'm saying is, that's kind of what I was highlighting. They need someone to finish the chances, because other than that, they were fantastic. And I do think the tie is over. I think Real Madrid will finish the job at home. I know they're a little shaky, but again, when you have that much experience compared to a team that doesn't have much experience, and I just feel Real Madrid are gonna finish the job in the Bernabeu, unfortunately. But yeah, my take on the game.
Alrighty, so I just want to highlight a couple of things. Now we have to remember the Netherlands was the country that birthed modern day pressing. It was all from Johan Cruyff, like that. So Ajax, if you look back, their pressing was amazing. I do agree with you and Muntaha on that point. I feel like I've never seen us like that. We couldn't string two passes together. Ajax were unbelievable. I felt like I'm personally, I don't think it's over. I think that Ajax can still come back against us, especially because our home form is poor. Like, and if we do win, I feel like there might be a bit of controversy to it. Also, I want to add, we were dominated by Bayern, much worse last season under Jupp Heynckes in the second leg especially. But with that being said, man, that was a great game by Ajax. Honestly, all credit to them. They gave us an amazing game. I think any neutral would have enjoyed that game just to see these youngsters play the way they play. So yeah, guys, we move on. And this was the biggest shocker. Honestly, this is why we love the Champions League. To see Giants go up against each other. Dortmund Spurs 3-0. I want to know why. I want to know how this happened. How did Spurs beat the current Bundesliga leaders 3-0? I know Royce is out, but regardless, like
embarrassing.
It's a very embarrassing, because I feel like this tie is done. I think every other tie, there's a chance for a team to come back. I feel United have a better chance to come back against PSG than Dortmund do against Spurs.
Poch masterclass.
Yes,
unbelievable,
for sure.
Nah, man. Can't write BVB off.
No, we can't. So Barca, with this one, I'm gonna skip you because I know what you're gonna say. We're going straight to Denzel, bro.
You know me. You already know me.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. So we're gonna skip you for this one. We're going straight to Denzel. Denzel, talk to us.
Yeah. First thing I'm gonna say is that Barca, man, put some respect on the Premier League's name.
Oh, hey, chill. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead. Just keep going. Come on.
Yeah. Spurs currently without Harry Kane, without Dele Alli. Dortmund turns up to Wembley, which is not even their home ground, man. Their proper home ground, and gets smashed 3-0. Put some respect on the Premier League's name, man.
Nah. Hey, move on.
But yeah. Get into the game. in the first half, Spurs line was really high, and I was like, "What the hell is Poch doing, man? You got the pace of Sancho and Pulisic, and you're playing a high line. Like you're asking to lose." Obviously, Dortmund they didn't score in the first half. They didn't take their chances, but and obviously in the second half, it was a Mauricio Pochettino masterclass, man. Jan Vertonghen, man, what a performance for me. He was the best player in the week of Champions League action, Jan Vertonghen. And Toby Alderweireld, obviously. Son Heung-min, man. What a player, man. What a shock result that was, man. Spurs with so many injuries. I know Dortmund had Royce out as well, but what a result for Spurs, man. Yeah.
Alrighty, man. Hazim, thoughts, bro?
Yeah, I'll keep it brief. It was a great match. Obviously, the whole match, first half and second half, the Spurs are pressing really high, and I was also skeptical about that. But in doing so, they kept on closing down the spaces, and they didn't let Dortmund play in between the lines. They closed the space fast, so Dortmund couldn't formulate a counter attack properly. Even Sanko was trying, but he couldn't. And this, I think, what this highlights for Dortmund especially is when Royce isn't there, there isn't any leadership, and the inexperience shows. And they increased the frequency of the wrong decisions made. And you saw that today. There wasn't a leader on a pitch that could help the youngsters and marshal them. So Sanko and Götze and what's his name, Pulisic were all uncohesive, isolated, and obviously Tottenham played key in that. But I think Royce is really important for that Dortmund team, more so in a mental way. And obviously in the first half, Dortmund were still in it. Second half, they completely went out of it. Tottenham stepped up their game and increased their domination through the high press. And obviously Vertonghen was great in that, going up and down the pitch and closing down the spaces. And obviously Son, great decision maker and great win for Tottenham. And I don't think they can come back in the second leg. I think Dortmund are going to win 3-1. But yeah, Tottenham going through. That's it.
Alrighty. Jeff.
Wow, like what a performance from Tottenham, man. What a performance from Pochettino's boy. That was a tactical masterclass. Like Dortmund cannot handle the pace of Lucas Moura and Son Heung-min making those run down the flanks in behind the defense. They could not handle that. Tottenham completely, particularly the second half, Tottenham completely dominated that game and thoroughly deserved that 3-0 victory. Of course, you could say without Marco Reus, Dortmund were going to struggle, but Tottenham themselves had injury problems as well. No Harry Kane, no Dele Alli, no recognized left back, and they still destroyed this Dortmund team. I don't want to hear Bundesliga being mentioned again. I don't want to hear this hype. I don't want to hear this hype. I don't want to hear this because this Dortmund team, this Dortmund team has been overhyped all season. And third place Tottenham, third place EPL side Tottenham, destroyed them at Wembley. Oh my God. And Jan Vertonghen, I want to shout out to him as well. He was incredible, man. Yep. Like a goal and an assist for a defender. Like, wow. And his all-round performance as well. Like, for sure, 100% he was man of the match. Yeah, but for me, there's no chance for Dortmund comeback. Tottenham have won this time, for sure.
Alrighty. Juvenile, thoughts?
I'm just gonna keep this really brief. I don't really like Spurs, but they completely shocked me. I thought it was gonna be a close game. Since Kane and Ali were out, but Sonaldo, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Sonaldo.
He showed up.
Sonaldo, bro. I've been saying it for weeks.
I'm starting to believe it, bro.
No, he's the real deal.
Second best Asian player of all time.
No, greatest Asian player of all time.
Son is the greatest one.
Guys,
If
you say he's the greatest, then you don't know football.
Guys. Let the young king thrive. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
He still has
So as I was saying, 3-0, it's gonna be almost impossible. You know, Dortmund's gonna have to hope for a footballing miracle if they want to win 4-0 at home.
Will Royce be back by then?
I don't see
Yeah,
this.
he's back. He's back. He's back.
No, I still give Dortmund no chance. The defense is trash.
It has to be 100% perfect for Dortmund if they want to go through. But
And what's his name? The defender is back as well. The main defender who was out. I forgot.
Yeah, Akanji.
Yeah, Akanji is back.
But still, man, I can't see Dortmund keeping a clean sheet.
Yeah, me
second
neither.
leg.
it's gonna have to be a masterclass, bro. Masterclass.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't see this happening. I think Spurs have gone through to the quarterfinals on a deserved win.
Yep. No, I think so too, man. I think Spurs have like it. It's really hard for Dortmund to come back from this.
I mean, I would have given them a chance if it was 2-0, but 3-0 is just too much, man.
Alrighty.
I have to take into account that Spurs don't score in Germany, which I think is highly unlikely.
Well, see, Dortmund have no away goals. That's the thing. Dortmund need to play a perfect game, get 3 goals, and probably take it to extra time. I think if they do go through, they're going through on penalties. But if Spurs score 1 goal, Dortmund need 5.
Yeah, I think if Spurs score, it's gonna be over by then.
Yep. So it's a big ask for Spurs to come back. Alrighty, man. So with that being said, let's move on to Muntaha. Muntaha, thoughts on the game?
Yeah. Look. First of all, it's like a Poch masterclass, and you have to give him his credits. Like, come on, man. Like, this guy is one of the best managers in the world. And
facts.
And this guy, man, Son, man. Wow, what a player, man. For me,
Muntaha, sorry, we call him Sonaldo here.
Yeah,
Sonaldo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sonaldo, yeah. So for me, he's personally, like, right now, he's tier 1, man. He's tier 1 for me.
Tier 1,
yeah. And look. I was quite disappointed by the Dortmund's, performance, especially defense performance. The way they defended, man. I didn't expect that. And anyways, yeah. So I think so. Yeah, Tottenham will go through, man. Yeah.
Sounds good. Alrighty, Pablo.
Yeah, Pochettino masterclass, and but I don't understand why. I forgot the manager's name for Borussia Dortmund.
Lucien Favre.
Lucien Favre. Why did he play Guts at striker, man?
Exactly.
He had
because there's no one else.
No, he had Phillips. He had Phillips on the bench.
Yeah.
Nah,
Phillips.
sorry. I would rather play Guts as striker.
He's never played as a striker.
Yeah, it was a big asset.
He has several times.
When you have a recognized striker on the bench in Philip, why don't you play him instead of
also
striker?
Götze does not have the physicality to deal with that comeback line. Like they ate him alive in that game. He could not breathe. He was 100%. Suffocated. Like I believe he was actually happy that the match ended, so they could leave him alone. Like that's how bad Götze was up front. Like Sancho was the standout player in that Dortmund team. He had Sanchez spinning. He literally had him spinning. Like Sancho was a baller that game, but overall it was men against boys. Sorry, continue, Pablo.
Yeah, so that was it really, because I was just surprised that he didn't play Phillips, because you had a striker on the bench and you play Götze. But yeah, you have to give all the credit to Pochettino. They played really well, and yeah, so.
Alrighty, yeah, man. This is the Champions League, guys. This is what happens in the the shocks, the big games, the big results.
For these,
I'm not gonna get a piece.
Nope.
Bro, we know what you're gonna say. We're gonna move on. We're gonna get
no Barca. Yeah, man. Preview time. Preview time.
You let Denzel and Jeffrey get a piece. You're not gonna give me a piece.
Don't worry, Barca. You'll get a piece in the next topic.
Just the predictions for the.
Yeah. So now predictions coming up for the next week's this week's games. So the first game on the menu. This would be the first one that kicks off next week. It's Lyon, Barcelona. Barca.
Predictions, guys. Predictions.
Barca, what's your prediction? Lyon, Barcelona.
For me, this is the biggest game of the season. I told everybody this.
Mm-hmm.
I can care less about the El Clasico. I can care less about us playing our league. Shut up. This is the biggest game. This is the biggest game of the season.
He just wants the trophy.
This is the biggest game of the season. Because for me, this is what I have to say, Red.
Yep.
Prediction.
UCL, right?
Prediction.
Can I give my thoughts?
Sorry, guys.
It's
guys,
my
guys,
team.
I'll allow it. I want
It's
because
my
Barca's
team.
been waiting for this, guys. He didn't get a
Yes.
turn earlier, so
Come
let
on.
him. I'll allow it.
Come on.
Go,
I
go.
gave you guys a chance. Okay. This is the thing. Okay.
Yep.
I've been waiting for this. And I just feel like this is the time when we need to show our true character. There's been so much haters, so many people hating, so many people saying, oh, Barcelona, this, Barcelona, that, Barcelona, this. This is the time when they need to prove their mental strength. And I think for me, in that away game in the first leg, it will be very tough. The Lyon fans will be behind their team. But this is what I think. And I'm just saying this. I do see some weaknesses in Lyon. And what I'm going to say is, let's just go out there and be ourselves. Let's go and play football and play the Barcelona way. There's no need for this ridiculous 4-4-2 pragmatic football. Like, there's no need for it. Let's just go out there and go and play good football. But like I said, man, I think we can get a 2-1 victory away. I think we can get a 2-1 victory. This is why I'm saying this. I'm actually really confident in this Champions League. I'm so confident. Because I don't know, it's because of mentality, but I just feel like if these players have the mentality to go in there and really get the victory and really do the job, I'm like, my gosh, they have a chance. So 2-1. 2-1 Barca. 2-1 Barca. I got 2-1, yeah.
Okay. Denzel.
Yeah, I'm going with 2-1 Lyon. Standout performers. Awesome Awar and Dombele and Memphis Depay.
Okay, Hazim.
Yeah, 1-1 gonna be a good game. Lyon playing at home, so get one back. I think they're gonna go play on the counter, and Barca will get one back. So 1-1.
Okay, Jeff.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna predict a 2-2. Lyon, they know how to perform against the big teams, especially this season. What we've seen from them, especially against Man City and PSG. This team turns up against the big team, so 2-2.
Okay, Juvenile.
I think it's gonna be 1-1.
All righty, Muntaha.
Yeah. Prediction for Barcelona-Lyon game, yeah?
Yep.
1-1.
1-1. Okay,
Yeah.
Pablo.
5-0 Barcelona. I'm just joking.
Whoa.
Yeah, I wish, Pablo, I wish.
2.
A reasonable scoreline.
Oh my God. Yeah, then it has to be 2-1. Yeah.
2-1 to who?
To Barca.
Barca, yeah.
Okay. Now, as for me, I believe it's going to be a 3-1 Barcelona. It's going to be a very easy game.
I was going to
really?
say that, man.
I thought you hated Barca, yo.
Yeah, no, bro, no. You have to appreciate greatness, man. You have to appreciate greatness, and bro, that boy Messi, the kid Dembele, they're gonna go. They're going in there. They're gonna be disrespectful. They're gonna get those goals. I think they're gonna leak a goal, but it's not gonna be enough for Lyon. So
You're man. You're disrespecting Lyon, man. Honestly,
I don't want, bro. I'm not disrespect, bro. You have to remember, if this is Barcelona we're talking about, this is Lionel Messi.
Roma beat Barca.
Roma did beat Barca.
Quarters.
That's one every blue moon that happens. And plus, Barcelona will get through to the quarters. They'll get knocked out in the quarters, but they're not around a 16 team. They're a quarters team.
Yeah. I mean, you keep laughing.
Quadalona.
I know. Yeah.
Quadalona FC.
Yeah, keep laughing. You have 0 UCL, so I know you can be tough.
Quadalona.
Guys.
Can I ask
2 UCLs. What are you talking about?
No, 0 UCLs.
Guys,
moving on.
Guys, please. Pablo, what were you saying? You said you wanted to add something?
It looks like Umtiti will be back.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be ready to start though. So
No,
we have
yeah,
to
but
see.
I'm just saying that probably he'll be maybe there for at least a second leg. So
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, guys. Now, next game. Liverpool, Bayern.
ooh,
This is big.
Tasty.
Bundesliga EPL round 2. This
Yeah,
is
tasty.
like we already got round 1. EPL's already 1 up.
Yeah.
Bundesliga have a
Yeah.
final stand. They have
I
to
can't
win.
wait. I can't wait. Right.
Please, let me go for this.
I'll let Barca go for this one because he skipped the other
Okay.
one. Barca, but keep it brief, bro. Keep it brief.
Okay. So you know what? I love the way Denzel and Jeffrey just keep disrespecting other. I
Bro,
just love
brief.
it. I
Keep it
just
brief.
love it.
Keep it brief.
So for me,
Stick to the
this is
game.
thing. This is the thing, all right. So for me, Bayern Munich will get an away goal out of that Anfield place. I know Anfield is a very tricky place. It's a fortress. It's a Champions League fortress. It's not that easy. Bayern Munich will get an away goal. Trust me. This game is either going 1-1 or 2-1. That's how I see it. I think if they put Nicolas Sula in the back line, it will be very good. The problem with Bayern is Jerome Boateng hasn't been playing well. The whole Bayern team hasn't been playing that good this season. Lewandowski hasn't really, he's been firing, but he hasn't really been in form per se. And I just feel like Lewandowski.
How is Lewandowski not in form?
Allow it, guys. Allow it. Let him move on.
Okay. I'm not sure what form he's on, but all I'm saying is he can be suspect in the Champions League. He can be suspect. That's just what I'm saying. So I think
he's top scorer in the Champions League.
Hazem, allow it. Just continue.
Look, I personally, for me, I think Lewandowski gets goals in a round of 16. So for me, I'm gonna say Lewandowski is gonna get the away goal. I think it's gonna be 1-1. I think it's gonna be 1-1.
You just said he's suspect, but he's gonna get an away goal.
No. I'm saying Bayern will get an away goal. It will be 1-1. But I think they're going to go back to that Allianz Arena and totally bamboozle this hype Liverpool.
Okay, Barca. Thank you for that. Barca, that's why you're the special one, bro. That's why you're the special one. Denzel, thoughts?
Yeah. Unlike Barca, I'm gonna keep this brief. Bayern is holding smoke at Anfield, man. 3-1 Liverpool.
Okay. Hazem. Bro, now you could respond to Barca. Go off, bro. Do your thing. This is your chance. I will mute Barca for you too.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna keep it brief. But Barca, man, he can't be dissing Lewandowski. This guy's top scorer in the Champions League this season, and he's literally been getting Bayern that far in the Champions League to the semis. How many years?
Yeah, sorry, bro. I didn't know his form. That's why. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, and last season he earned 2 penalties versus Real Madrid, so you can't say flop. But okay, based on the game today, not today, this week. Initially, I said it's gonna be a draw, but I think I reconsidered, and I think Liverpool's gonna get the win. Because I think Bayern obviously they're going to sit deeper than usual, not make the same mistake as Roma, as I said last week, and they're going to play a good game, and I think they're going to get that goal back at Anfield, hopefully for the Lewandowski, and but I think Liverpool are able to score too because Bayern's defense has been leaky. I know it's Hummels and Sula are better than Boateng, but they've also been quite leaky. They've been able to concede goals. You saw it today. You saw it in the past couple of matches. I think, especially at Anfield, Liverpool will score 2 goals. And, so I say 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool. Okay. Jeff?
Yeah, I'm going with 2-2. I'm just going to keep it brief. 2-2.
Okay. Juvenile?
It's at Anfield, right?
Yeah, Anfield, no Van Dijk.
Oh, no Van Dijk. Oh, okay. I think it's gonna be 2-1 to Liverpool. No Van Dijk is gonna obviously be a big loss in defense, so I think Lewandowski could get a goal, but I think Bayern's gonna just try and take it back to the Alliance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, scoreline for this game is. Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear the echo as well?
What's that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I think the scoreline will be 3-2 Liverpool.
Okay.
And for me, it's like the game changer will be for sure James Rodriguez in this game. And come on, man, you're facing Thiago Alcantara. Wow. And this guy is like dangerous, man. Like he can, the most funniest thing is, I don't know how, I can't see if Bayern sit deep and play conservative for in first half, how Liverpool can create, because they literally the most creative midfielder apart from Naby Keita, it's Fabinho.
Yep.
So I don't think so how they will create to find the space, to find the pockets. That's the question. So anyways, so I'm going with 3-2 scoreline. Anyways, yeah.
Alrighty, Pablo.
2-1 Liverpool.
Okay. So for me personally, guys, I think missing Van Dijk is going to be a big miss for Liverpool. Liverpool, they're not in their best form currently. Yes, they came off a win. We're going to see what their this weekend, how they'll play, but I don't think Liverpool will be able to pull it off. I'm going for a 2-1 Bayern. And I think...
Yes, Red, yes.
And I also think that Liverpool are going to have to bring their A game to the Allianz, and that's where the game will be decided, but I'm rolling with Bayern. The big boys are going to come through.
Thank you.
With all due respect to Liverpool. With all
Thank you.
respect.
1-1.
Yep. So yeah. 2-1 Bayern. And with that, we're going to move on to the next game. And the next game, guys, is going to be between... We're not going to talk about Man City Schalke. We're going to completely skip that game because there's no point in talking about it, guys.
Oh, come on, man. We're just
forget it.
Jeff. Pep Masterclass. There you go. 100%.
No. Let me just give my prediction.
Okay. For Schalke Man City, Jeff, only you're going to say something. So please break it down for us.
Okay, for me, I'm not even going to give a prediction on the first. I'm going to give a prediction on the tie, yeah?
Go ahead.
Put your money on a double-digit aggregate score because that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, yes, Jeff, yes.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So you guys are telling me that the EPL is going to knock out Bundesliga because this is a 3-round fight.
Oh, wow.
Like
No. Listen, look, I bet you, Red, yo, if there's any team who can score 5 goals, it's that Dortmund dudes. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but Dortmund
how's
can
third
score 5
versus
goals.
14th place in a fight for EPL versus Bundesliga? That doesn't make sense.
No, because bro, you have Liverpool, Bayern, you have Dortmund,
Yeah,
Spurs,
first versus
and you have
first.
Schalke, Man City. So
Schalke Man City is third versus 14th. That's not an even battle.
It's Bundesliga versus EPL.
Yeah,
Don't be salty,
It doesn't
man.
matter. That's like saying Sampdoria versus Liverpool.
Doesn't matter, man.
It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter, man.
Doesn't make sense. It won't prove anything. We're all expecting Man City.
But Schalke have history, man.
My God.
It doesn't matter. It's
Alrighty.
about this game is about. Anyways, my prediction for the game is this first leg. It's at home, so I'm gonna go with 2-1 Man City. 2-1 Man City.
2-1 Man City. Okay, bro. Very conservative, but like I said, there's no really point in this game because we know what's gonna happen. We all can bet money on it and have no winnings because the odds are all in Man City's favor. Moving on, and because this game. The next game that we're going to go into, Juve Atletico. Everybody thinks this is going to be the big game. Like, this is the game everybody's waiting for. Not PSG, Man United, because everybody thought PSG, when this happened, everybody thought PSG was going to go through. Bayern, Liverpool, honestly, I don't think even Liverpool really care much about the UCL. They're more focused on the league. Juve Atletico, both of these guys are contenders. The finals happened at Atletico's home stadium. Juve brought in Ronaldo so they could win that Champions League. So with that being said, guys, who do you think is going through? Do you think it's going to be another Juve defensive masterclass, or is it going to be another Atletico masterclass? Because these are both defensive teams. Atletico are at home, Juve going away. Thoughts, Barca?
I think I'll just come back to what I was saying in the previous hangout is, for me, I think this is like a game where a dead man is walking and there's no way he's going to win the game. This is just how I see it. The dead man walking is Atletico. For me, this Simeone dude is not going to beat Juve. I mean, whoever is thinking Atletico can beat Juve, I mean, you must be out of your senses.
You just don't like Simeone.
Because, no. He's past it. For me, though, I just feel like for Juve, they have too much quality in them. You know, you look at Bentancur, you look at Ronaldo, you look at Khedira. I think Khedira is a really, really big UCL game player. If Khedira really
Barca, have you watched any Juve games this season?
And no, listen. I'm getting to my point. I'm getting to my point. Okay, I'm getting to my point.
He was good versus Sassuolo.
And Bonucci and Chiellini are big UCL players too. So for me, I just think that with that team, they've been in the finals before. They know what it takes. They know what it takes to beat certain teams. Nah, man, I can only see one way ahead, and that's Juve because Atletico is are a dead man walking. That's Atletico right now. So yeah, yeah.
Yep. Alrighty.
Mhm.
Hasim. Oh, sorry, Denzel. Your thoughts?
Yeah, Atletico versus Juve, pragmatic versus pragmatic, defense versus defense. This game is gonna be boring as hell.
Trust me.
And um, I think at home, Atletico is a really tough team to beat. So I'm rocking it 1-1.
Okay. Hasim.
Yeah. Look, Juventus. The key thing for them is Bonucci and Chiellini are back. That's really important. And I think that's going to get them through. In terms of the first leg, I don't think it's going to be easy at all. It's the Metropolitano. I know Atletico have been struggling recently, but you know it's the Champions League, and in the Champions League with fans in front of you, especially at a stadium like the Metropolitano, Atletico are gonna perform and they're gonna give their best. And as I said previously, it's gonna be a battle of the midfield. Thomas and what's it, Saul. They're gonna have to be able to control the midfield, and I think they'll be able to do it because of midfield's Juventus struggles in that area. But I think it's gonna be a tough. It's gonna be both teams are gonna try and grind it out, and I think the Metropolitano is gonna be a 1-1 draw. Yeah.
Okay. Jeff, thoughts?
Yeah, man. Like Allegri versus Simeone, Juve versus Atleti. This is gonna be a board draw. Like we all know it. Both teams are just gonna try grind it out, and ultimately it's gonna come to like which team actually gets that one goal, because I think this is gonna be decided by the odd goal. And because of Ronaldo's record against Atleti, I'll back Ronaldo to get that goal. But for this leg in particular, I'm going for a 0-0.
Okay. Very conservative. Juvenile.
Your team.
This is gonna be an interesting game because both teams have a similar style of play. Both play defensive, pragmatic football. I think Atletico have been in good form recently. I think they came off a 3-0 loss to Madrid, so I think they're gonna be hoping to, make a statement against Juve. A big club right now. I think the key for Juve is gonna be winning that midfield battle. Getting those balls into Ronaldo because that's what he does best. Putting that ball in the back of the net. I think Mandzukic as well. He's also gonna be key. Winning those aerial battles. Like you guys said, the Juve's defense is back, so that's gonna be a big plus.
Yep.
What else can I say? I think it's gonna be a 1-1 draw. I could see Atleti winning this game, but like a 1-0. But I think we'll get the job done in the second leg. So either a 1-0 or a 1-1 draw, with Ronaldo and Griezmann getting the goal.
Okay. Nice. Muntaha.
Yeah, man. For this game, man. It's going to be a boring game, man, because both of the sides are pragmatic. Like the main thing is Atletico are missing Koke. Still they're going to miss him. So in this game as well, like Koke and Saul together, like it's like one of the best midfielders, man. So in this game, what I can see is like Juventus are winning the midfield battle in this game. Atletico will try to press high, and they will try to come all over Juventus. And for me, the scoreline would be 2-1 Juventus.
2-1 Juve. Okay, finally somebody that didn't pick a draw. Pablo.
Draw.
A draw?
Yeah.
What's the score line?
0-0.
1-1.
0-0.
1-1. Okay, see, guys, this is gonna be the match to watch because honestly, these two teams have been considered Champions League favorites. Like not sole Champions League favorites, but they were among like 4 or 5 teams that have been considered like they're gonna go the whole way.
I have a question. Is it based on the football or what is it based on?
Everything.
Well, based on everything, like you have to remember, Atletico Barca, they have been consistently in the conversation. Only last year they dropped out of the Champions League, but they went on to win the Europa League. They also beat the current Champions League winners in the Super Cup, and they beat them convincingly 4-2. This so we can't write off Atleti, regardless of their style of play. It is very effective. Atleti is not an easy team to break down. In Madrid, though they did beat them, they had a very tough time, and we honestly got very lucky in that tie. So I'm not writing off Atleti. I think it's going to be a 2-1 Juve. I think Juve are going to get through with this one. I think Griezmann will score, but I expect a lot from Mandzukic coming back to Atletico. I really think Mandzukic will come will be the player in that game because I think Atletico are going to be more occupied with Ronaldo. They're going to leave some space for Mandzukic to score those goals. Plus, Dybala is coming into form at the right time. That goal he scored today, unreal. So we have to respect Juve coming into this match. Atleti, we'll see how they are at the weekend, how their form is going to be going into this match. But Juve have more time to rest because their next match is next Wednesday.
Yeah, it's on Wednesday.
Yep. So let's see. They have more time to rest. Where Atleti still have to play tomorrow, so their time is going to be less. Though they are playing at home, so they don't have that travel time. But
I don't think there should be any excuses for Juventus. You know, they have enough time to rest all their players.
Exactly.
They have to go out there and give a top-class performance.
Definitely. So yeah, 2-1 Juve. With that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in. This has been Footballix. I'm your host, Red. We appreciate you. We appreciate you coming by and checking this video out. Please, if you do like the video, follow us on Twitter if you want to join this panel and talk about your club or talk about any matches that you like to watch or you'd like us to review. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Instagram. Follow us on Instagram.
Oh yeah, follow us on Instagram. We have an Instagram now too. We post a lot of edits, original content that we make ourselves. Appreciate the follow. Thank you very much. Appreciate the watch. Have a good day.